Hello everyone and welcome back to House of Chi Yoga. Today I'm going to do a quick ab flow. So a lot of abdominal work, but just kind of like moving through some movement as well. So let's get started right away on our backs. Make sure you're covering the space of your mat. You're taking the legs down, arms up above the head, and just start opening the body, reaching, opening and closing the palms, the toes, the ankles, open the mouth, the eyes. And then take your hands into your belly and pull your low back down flat to the mat. I like to lift up my chest, roll my scapula underneath, and then release the body weight straight down on top of the scapula so I have some nice opening through the chest. We'll start taking some deep breaths into the belly. So as you inhale, fill up to the palms. Feel the belly expanding away from the spine, and then exhale and let it all fall back in. 2 more breaths. Inhale to fill. Exhale to empty. 1 more inhale. Hold this inhale. We're going to hold. And then out of the mouth, exhale. Walk the feet in. Keep the feet at hips distance and unroll the spine. The fingertips are going right at midline, just above the navel and just above the sternum. Now start lifting up into a crunch and just squeeze into your obliques right to left. So keep the feet down, keep them pushing down, keep the hips and the low back down, and then you're just isolating right to left in this crunch. Holding it center, flex the left foot, extend. I want you to make sure the low back is down, and then bring it in and switch. Right foot extension and back. So I keep rotating or keep switching right to left, but the whole time I'm keeping that low abdominal engaged. I'm making sure my low back is down. And now we're not going to let the feet touch the mat, so we're going to bring them up to a 90. Extend and bring it to a 90. Extend into a 90. Keep holding your crunch. If your low back is starting to come up off the mat, maybe put your feet back down. Really focus on that drive, hips, low back, core, navel to spine, all the way into the mat. If you feel like you can go farther, you can go double leg. Check in with the low spine. Woo, it's so much harder. I'm going for 3 and 2. Feel the abs crunching in. Last one. Now the knees are extending, heels are going straight up. I'm going to lower my head and just push my feet straight to the ceiling. So don't let the feet go back. We want to push straight up like there was something on the foot and we're pushing it towards the ceiling. Now you can bring the head up, keep crunching. Keep the spine nice and long. We're going for 10, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Feet go down, palms relax to the mat, lift up through the hips. Now find your butt muscles, find your hamstrings, squeeze, close the core off, keep lifting. Inhale, palms over the head, and exhale, drive them down. So energy through the hands, inhale up, energy pull down. 3 more, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, find your core, inhale. This time when you exhale, you're going to tuck the chin to the chest, you're rolling through and just tapping right to left. So I'm not losing my hips, I'm not losing my legs, I'm definitely not losing my core. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then bring the hips all the way back down to the mat. Reach the fingertips and the toes for a hollow hold. I'm flexing every part of my body. I'm squeezing, looking for as much length as I can get out of the body. Hands back behind the head, take it to bicycle, right to left. Let's go for 10. Check in with the low back. Don't let the hips and the body jolt around. Stay nice and strong through the core. I can't count and talk at the same time, so let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees into the chest. Take some deep belly breathing, allowing the belly to expand again away from the spine. And then we'll roll it up to seated. So you bring it up through center. This time you're going to put the feet down, wrap the hands underneath the hamstrings, and just start moving through the spine like a cat-cow action through the spine. So check in with the toes, keep the toes down. And this isn't just a gentle stretch. I'm trying to engage my abdominal muscles to pull back into hollow. So I'm exhaling on the way back, inhaling to lift and expand. Go for 3 more. Find your core muscles. Now hold on the way back. We're hollowing, we're pulling navel to spine. We're just going to add slight movements right to left, finding those oblique muscles again, pulling the navel to the spine. You can tuck the chin to the chest here, create some more space in the upper back. And then we're going to neutral spine, lift up through the fingertips. I'm going to take a bind, Sapana Mudra, nice and tall, fingertips pushing down through the sitting bones, pushing down through the feet. I'll just gently come back to a hover and extend up in a fast pulse, or like a little explosion up to the top. Check in with the feet, keep pushing, keep lifting through the core. Go for 3 more. 2, last one. Hold at the top. Now allow the hand to tap the back of the neck and just rotate through the spine so the knees aren't sliding around, the feet aren't sliding around. I'm using my abdominal muscles to rotate. My low body from the hips to the toes are completely still. I'm squeezing and grounding through my low body. 3, 2 is burning my hip flexors too. And then extend the legs out forward. We're gonna inhale out. Keep the feet flexed. Exhale as you reach one hand across. Inhale, open. Exhale, reach across. So we're going into the rotations again through the spine. Follow your breath. It's a little bit quicker of a movement, but I want you to inhale and exhale each time you move. Keep the quads flexed. Keep the length in the legs. Feel your core. Feel the extension all the way through the abdominals. Let's go one more set. And then hands are coming back and behind, feet go down. Rotate the shoulders open as you lift. I have really tight shoulders, especially today. So I'm going to take my fingertips to a 45 to try to lift up a little bit more. If you want, you can release the head back, take one more breath. And then exhale, chin in. Hips are going down as I peel the toes up. Now I'm going to go tent fingertips, elbows bend. See how my shoulders are rotating in? I want to try to get rid of that by engaging the back muscles, pulling the elbows back in together, and lifting up tall through the heart. Now just go for single leg extension first. Keep driving the elbows together to keep the pecs open. And I'm thinking thigh to belly squeeze, extend up my flexi, my quad muscles, get the leg nice and long. If you can go doubles, go doubles. Check in with the shoulders, keep them open and away from each other. Abs in, 2, try to hold. Keep holding, point the toes, squeeze together at midline. Think about lifting up tall through the heart for 3, 2, keep the toes pointed, start lowering. Once the feet or the heels touch the mat, hands push down, lock into the arms, lift the hips up. Exhale, draw the fingertips back to a tent, float the toes, back into your L sit. Find your core and stay with it. We're going 3 more. Squeeze. Press it up, lock into the arms, shoulders back away from the ears. If you can release the hands, take them up towards the toes. That makes it even more challenging. We have 1 more. Hold the top and hold at the bottom. Keep holding. See if you can float 1 foot and then the other. Maybe both. And releasing. Let the toes fall out to the side. And then bring the heels in for a Baddha Konasana. So I'm going to rotate forward so you can see. All right, that's a nice quick abdominal work. Just start walking the elbows down the legs, softening into the hips. And then you can take the heels a little bit farther and add a nice roll through the spine. So just gently allowing the vertebrae to move. And then we'll go into a full forward fold, legs extend, hinge at the hip line, bring the chest down, bring the forehead towards the shins. And if you can reach your feet, you can kind of press out your feet, massage them out, get them warm. Always have cold toes. Warm your toes up for a moment. And then we'll inhale, bring it up. Exhale, gentle roll, just work through the vertebrae. Inhale to lift. Exhale to roll. 1 more inhale, bring it up. And exhale, stay at the top. Now just a little bit of hip mobility since we're working with our hip flexors as well. 1 leg is back in a 90, 1 leg stays forward in a 90. And I'm just rotating through the pelvis. So the pelvic bowl is rotating back and forward. I'm looking for as much movement as I can get through the hip joint. I like to add these big circling movements. And then we're going to keep the feet where they are, keep them flexed. Base palm goes down. And as I open up this top arm, I'm going to also drive my hip down. So I'm creating a deeper stretch. I'm getting more space through the side body. Keep breathing. If that forearm goes all the way to the mat, then awesome. It's an even bigger push to drive the opposite hip down. Exhale as you bring the arm through and just reach into a twist. Inhale, palms up. And now exhale, arm is going to the mat. So I have both forearms down. If you can't get both forearms down, just the hands work as well. And rolling back through center. Bring it through midline, feet wide. Let the legs windshield wipe just soften into the hips. I can feel my one hip is more open than my other hip. So let's move it to the other side. 90 and a 90. Energy in the feet. And you're moving the pelvic bowl front to back. I always like to add circling as well. Just looking for a big range of motion through the hip girdle. And then we're going to keep the feet flexed. We're going to extend up and overhead. And remember, this bottom or this top hip is also working down to the mat. If you can go to the forearms, that gives you a bigger push to bring the hip down. Keep breathing. And then you can exhale, thread the arm under once. Inhale, lift it back up. And then bring it down to the mat, either forearm to the mat or just the hands. Still working that top hip down to create a deeper stretch. And then working the hands back up. Let's come all the way onto our back and get rid of any belly tension we have today. So I'm going to take my feet to a Baddha Konasana, a butterfly position, and the hands are just going into the belly, any kind of massaging. Use your fingers. If you feel any very tight, very tense spots, hold some pressure on those spots and breathe into them. Allow the belly muscles to soften. And you can do this for as long as you want. We're just going to do it for a moment here for the sake of the video. And then we're going to squeeze our booty muscles and lift our hips up and place our knuckles right along the sides of the spine. And now just kind of shift your body weight. Allow the belly to stay soft and walk the knuckles all the way up the spine as far as you can reach, and then all the way back down. And then once you're back to the bottom, unroll the spine. Take your hands to the hips. On the exhale, you lock out the arms. Get a nice stretch all the way through the vertebrae. And then taking it up into a bound or supported bridge. So supported bridge would be hands to the hips. We're working on driving the hips toward the heels or lifting up higher to expand through the rib cage and the belly muscles. Or if you're going bound, the hands bind underneath, and I have to roll my shoulders under. Now I have a bigger opening across the chest. I can push the triceps and the hands down, and I can lift my hips even higher. So lots of breath into the front body. I think I just said potty accidentally. That's okay. If you feel the shoulders creeping up to the ears, bring them back down, create more space. Let's take one more breath here. Exhale. If you have the bind, you gently release the bind, and then you can move your hands if you're supported and roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Go very slow. Beautiful. And then once you're there, feel free to take a moment of Shavasana. That was just some short, fun accessory work. Struggling with my words today. So if you like Shavasana, always, of course, go for it. Or pick another video, add some glute work, some shoulder work. Have fun with that one. And I will see you next time. Please like and subscribe. Helps me get the videos out there. And let me know if you want more videos, more like ab work with a HIIT format or more yoga flow format. So I like them both. See you next time.